Hey y'all, welcome back to Millennial Theramom. On this week's Money Monday, I'm going to be sharing 5 tips that you can take with you if you feel like your inner child or you in general is triggered by money, is triggered by politics right now as it relates to money, because I feel you on this. I've done my own reflection and journaling about it, and I am dedicated to not only help myself with my money mindset and money moves, but y'all too. Like anybody who's willing to listen, I want you to be financially well too. I want us to learn, especially I'm releasing this on Monday, the first Monday of April, and April is Financial Literacy Month, also known as the National Financial Capability Month. So it's all about helping spread awareness. There's also some really cool classes and workshops coming up by Kuyateh Law Group. So definitely go check her out. She's amazing, but I just want to jump into the story. So first, I just wanted to share that the reflection and the why behind this was as I was doing my own journaling, I realized that my own inner child, my own inner Nina was triggered by some of these, inflation, scarcity, like prices going up, feeling like there's not enough money, not knowing what the heck is going to happen with the price of things, right? There can be a lot of triggers depending on how you grew up. And I did grow up low income. I did grow up relying on some of these systems that current policies are trying to break down. So I think for me, it's just validating, first of all, that it's very, very, very valid if you feel triggered, if you feel like I don't even want to talk about money because it makes me feel angry, anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, everything else in between. I just want to say I see you. And in that, I want to be with you on this journey to let's step towards financial health anyway. And even when we're triggered, even when we're feeling all the big feelings, we can still baby step towards financial health and wealth. And I wanted to share 5 reflection tips that I have for y'all that I'm implementing myself too. So a lot of stuff I'm doing it, and again, like everything, take what fits you, leave what doesn't. So first is just breathing, just taking a deep breath, giving ourselves a hug, reminding ourselves that we're safe right now, that we're gonna be okay, right? I know that it can feel like we're not, but just reminding us ourselves of that with compassion can be a helpful first step. Our baby step number 2 is talking about money, right? Being like, okay, I'm just gonna set some time on my calendar to either work through some of my budget stuff that I've been meaning to do, to count up how much money we need to save up to have a childcare sitter, how much money do we need to put on the side that we can put towards savings or retirements, right? Just being able to face our money issues and our money stories really and building that confidence one baby step at a time, because we will never get good at talking about money if we don't talk about money. I'm learning that about 3 years in of really more intentionally trying to face my money stuff. I'm like, oh, dang, that was a piece. I was avoiding it, right? And one thing I'll share is that of anxiety and avoidance, I call them besties because sometimes when something gives us anxiety, we can tend to avoid it. But sometimes the best thing that we can do is face it. So that's 2. 3 is along the same line, baby stepping towards those more financially healthy habits. So let's say some of the ones that I wrote down is not eating out as frequently, right? Cooking at home, flossing, because flossing is a dental cost. Yeah. Financial time on the calendar, right? Maybe we do monthly money Mondays. Setting a appointment with a financial professional, which I have a couple that I can point y'all to, specifically my husband Louis Lee and Ivette Kuyateh of Kuyateh Law Group. I'll put their contact here, but those are 2 great people to start those conversations if you want some professional support. I am not a financial professional. I'm a mental health professional, and that's the hat and the experience that I have, but I know that money and mental health are connected. 4 is realizing what is or reflecting on what is within my control, right? What is my part of the puzzle? For me, I definitely am triggered by injustice and feeling like things aren't fair. And I acknowledge that sometimes things aren't fair. And I can still try to put my part of the puzzle. So I can do videos like this where I encourage y'all to talk about money. I can point y'all to resources, Yvette and Lewis, right? I can do my part in my household and be like, okay, I want to be more aware of my business expenses. So I'm going to start a spreadsheet, right? So it's figuring out what's within our control, because that's what sometimes fight, flight, and freeze. All our survival responses will convince us that we have no power sometimes. But when we step back, we're able to see that we do. And I'm also not blaming this on y'all. I think that the systems that be and the culture that be disempowers people and makes us feel like we never have money, so we never will have money. And I'm here to be like, no, we can also have money as a tool to align with our values and our needs. So let's find wealth for ourselves too. And five is kind of a repay, but let's keep facing our money stories, our money habits, our money systems. Let's keep baby stepping towards growing in our confidence, growing in our skills, and growing in our bank accounts, to be honest, right? Because I'm in a place right now where I'm like, I don't know if I can fully depend on, the government for certain support. And I think that that's okay. And I think that we can start building our wealth just as the wealthier people do. They know all the tricks and tips and rules, and they have the support. So let's support ourselves too. So definitely subscribe, keep watching. And if you'd like to get in touch with somebody who can help you with your baby steps to financial health, I'll link two people here. One is Ivette Kuyateh from Kuyateh Law Group, who's an estate planning attorney. And secondly, Louis Lee, who's a financial educator and professional, also my husband and papa. He's great. So they can definitely be good people, but also know that if you're not ready for that, that's okay. There's also documentaries, there's YouTube videos, there's books, there's a lot of other resources to build on our education. Remember that education is poder, and with education and support, I think we can all reach financial health. There's also the advocacy part, right? So let's continue advocating for systems that support everybody as well. But at least when I think about what's within my control, it's like, okay, I can try to talk to somebody and I can try to advocate for fair systems, etc. One baby step at a time. So y'all take care. Bye.